Hey, sexy lady. Girl, I like the way you do your thing. Lord have mercy, girl. You're so fine. You're right on time. Girl, you ought to be on TV on Soul Train. What y'all know about that Johnny Taylor? What's up, y'all? It's your man, Rico. Rico, the opinionist. I know it's been a minute. I meant to come on sooner. Y'all know the rest of the speech. I'm going to try to do better, blah, blah, blah. I know I say it all the time. Not truly me. I truly have it on my mind to try to go live and talk to y'all. But, then I think about it, I said, well, I want to go live when I really have something to say. And I want to take my time to talk to y'all. Okay, we are, as of yesterday, we're 1 week past the historic re-election of President-elect and former President Donald J. Trump. And, a lot of folks were not too happy about it. But according to the results, there's more people that are happy about it than those who are not. But man, did y'all see the map? The map was like somebody threw that map on CNN and ABC and NBC. That map of the United States looked like somebody poured a bucket of red paint all over the country. Like, dadgum. Back in the day, when I was not thinking beyond blue, I would look at this and would probably have gone into panic mode. Like, oh shit, man, it's red. All these damn Republicans and got in office. But having matured and gotten to understand what this politics is really about, and not really picking a side because I'm an independent. But as an independent, I get to vote either way I want to. I want to shout out to the 23% of black men who voted, let's say voted against blue no matter who, to 23%. Went up from 17% from 2020 up to 23%. I was hoping to be more like 40 and 50%, but it's okay. Still got the job done. And also shout out to those 9% of black women who voted against blue no matter who. Now, 9% of black women, shout out. I would really like for all of us to meet one day. Those of us who voted against blue no matter who. And also, shout out to the black folks, the black voters who decided, you know what, damn all of this. They just sat home. Shout out to you as well. Because people don't get enough of telling folks, well, if you don't vote, you don't make a difference, or you don't count, or when they really want you to vote against a candidate that they don't like. Well, if you don't vote, that's just giving that candidate your vote. In actuality, the only vote a candidate can get is a vote that you cast for them. I know we're all aware of that, right? So, and most importantly, shout out to black people as a group. Because we let the Democratic Party know that for 60 years, you've taken our vote for granted. You've never really spoken to us with intelligence or respect. And this campaign, it was no different. You brought out ratchet celebrities, ratchet actors, to twerk and say really a lot of ugly things against black men. Since you couldn't talk about policy and talk about what you really plan to do to bring about economic development and economic changes in the black community, you decide to try to entertain us all the way to the vote. All the way to the voting booth. That didn't work. As we can see, that didn't work. So, when black men were really standing up and saying, you know what, we're stepping away from the Democratic Party. So instead of just saying, hey, can we talk to y'all a minute? Don't be so hasty. Maybe we can sit down and make a compromise. Sit down and have a conversation. Instead of doing that, you decide to attack us and throw out sexism and misogyny and bring out all these lies saying that we don't want to vote for the candidate Kamala Harris because she's a woman, and there are a lot of men who say they don't want a woman leading them. Wow, that's how cheap and how low. See, that didn't work either. Because it's not about that. People are tired of being broke. People are tired of being pissed over. People are tired of paying high gas prices, high food prices. People are just tired. Instead of just saying how the Democratic Party, instead of you saying, well, this is what we plan to do to bring down some of these gas prices, these food prices, the damn, you can't even rent a damn apartment. $800, I don't think $800 a month to get you a doghouse. Apartments, you can't rent, you can't lease a house. Can't do any of that. So, hell, and buying a house, insane. So, you want to talk about anything like that. So, decide to go elsewhere. Let's see what other people are talking about. That's what happened. So, I want to say shout out to black folks showing the Democratic Party that you don't own us like you thought you did. You thought you had a tight grip, didn't you? No, you don't. And from this day forth, it's gonna be tough on your party. And so don't try to throw salt and be a little hater because y'all lost, and not just lost badly. So I'm going to officially give the credit to black men with the help of black women, some black women, because sisters, y'all realize, y'all say y'all want men leading you. Well, we're leading you. We're getting you away from that dependent party. What I want to do is give you food stamps and give you Medicaid, or just food stamps and free stuff, and give you child support, instead of building the men not only can stand up and protect the community, stand up, but also put money in your purse and also be protective of you. Because a lot of women who go under the banner of Democrat, they're always screaming, we're the men that to protect the women. We need protection. All of this foolishness. Well, a lot of brothers are trying to tell y'all, but I'd rather go and vote for the people who want to tell y'all can get an abortion anytime you want to. No one ever said that you couldn't get one, but that's not something that's promoted. But that's what they did. They decided to talk to us, come at us with the promise of unlimited abortions. And what else? Entertainment. That's pretty much what they did. So when we're against it, all of a sudden now you want to attack black men. You want to say that black people are unintelligent. Those of us who decided not to vote Democrat. So, he's won. He's already said what he's going to do. As far as the border, as far as boys playing in girls' sport, and the economy as well. All this going to fall into place. But we have to understand, as black voters, voting based on personality, stop voting based on feelings, and vote on business the way everyone else does. We have to vote based on business. So I want to encourage those 23% of black men, those 9% of women, to continue to do what you're doing. When you go back to a city that's majority Democrat, or a neighborhood that's majority Democrat, what the goal needs to be from here on out is to change that blue neighborhood, that blue city, into, if not red, definitely another color. Because all of the blue cities seem to have all the drama that's going on. And I know in my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, a blue city, drama. And then you have the blue candidates, blue mayor of the city, blue city councilman, blue Shelby County commissioner, all those blue politicians. In Memphis, as we speak, they're giving keys to the city and keys to the county to rappers. That's what's going on in my hometown. They're celebrating and giving city awards to rappers instead of doing what the people need: economic development, economic empowerment, creating grants and loans to really spike up or put a little fire behind the entrepreneurial spirit of the men and women there, or pushing prime education there. No, they're not. They're too busy trying to identify with the thugs and the thots of Memphis. That's the city council. That's the Shelby County commissioner, the mayor, the chairman of the city council, and one of the Shelby County commissioners. That's what they're doing in Memphis, giving awards to rappers whose very music is what promotes the thug and the thought and the crime that goes on. Their music Their imagery serves as the background and the imagery of all that is bad as relates to the crime that's happening in the city of Memphis. But they give these people, they're giving these people keys to the city, keys to the county. But these are your black Democrats now, okay? In the city of Dallas, same thing. Those Democratic ran districts here in Dallas, complete shitholes. And they consistently elect these same people. And so I'm hearing all of this foolishness that's going on. People are still upset that Trump won. And I'm here to tell you, fucking get over it. Because if Kamala Harris had won, y'all have been dancing a jig. You have been trying to make fun of people. You've been doing a whole lot of nanny, boo-boo to people. You've been ugly. It's been an ugly, ugly scene. Because all you're about is about trying to have a party and dancing a jig. If y'all remember, let's go back to her campaign headquarters at Howard University. All of those black folks there, they around there buck dancing and shoulder shimmying and Greek stepping and cheerleading and a bunch of just acting a plum jungle up in there. But then, just like in the Hillary Clinton headquarters in 2016, when the results started coming in, you should have seen the woe is me faces on all those folks that's around there just up and down, all around, jigabooing it up. But that's the Democratic Party, all the weirdness. And and I'm glad that wasn't given any more empowerment or any empowerment such as her actually winning. Then they want to talk about a threat to democracy. While y'all pretending that you Democratic voters, your democracy was totally ignored when she was just placed into the position. Y'all never asked the question, hey, what about a Democratic nominating convention where we get to actually have a choice in voting for who we'd like to see be the Democratic nominee to run against Trump? They totally robbed you of that level of democracy. Now, these sorry SOBs, since she lost so badly, somehow they're still trying to carve out a win for her, but her not working for a win. They want to give her another win like they tried to give her the presidency. She hadn't earned a goddamn thing. So now the whispers is going around on CNN, and these little sorry, spineless black dudes who are oh my God. I would tell y'all, these black dudes that vote for Kamala Harris, all of them are suspect. I don't give a damn what y'all say. These some old Brokeback Mountain ass black dudes. Spineless wimps. And they're just some worthless suits. And everybody that's talking that shit about Kamala Harris, trust me, check out, they either bald head, clean face, or they talk like, they present themselves like they got just if it's not pure cane sugar, it's definitely some equal in their goddamn tanks. That's the Democratic black male for you. There's no real masculinity or toughness about them, but they want to see all the weird stuff going on. So this John Bowman, or whoever he was, he's trying to kick around the idea, well, if Joe Biden, if they can convince Joe Biden to resign, at least Kamala can be the first black woman president for 30 days. Isn't that pitiful? Isn't that just sad that you'll take, again, she ain't work for shit. $1 billion for a campaign, $1 billion. And you still $20 million in debt, and your opponent who won offered and probably already doing it, paying your $20 million debt, but he's the bad guy? Get the fuck out of here. So he said, well, maybe if Joe Biden if he would like resign, she can be the president, go down in the record books as the first black woman is still carrying that lie like she's black. The woman clearly Indian and South Asian. She said it on video. Every time she's won an award, she's always been referred to as South Asian, never black. Until, like Trump said, and he only said, but we were already saying, so we can't say that he said that. He was repeating what we were saying. He said, it's so classic when he said, I didn't know that she was black. I only know that when she began to running, she became black. And so now people are telling me that she is black. You can't beat it. You ain't got to like that, brother, but goddamn it, you gonna get you a chuckle or two out of that cat. And now she's black. so they still trying to handle something. They want something so bad at that White House. And these elitist black Democrats, they don't give a shit about the regular black people. They don't. They're a bunch of Greek, Boule, and gay elitists. As long with the George Clooney's and the Robert De Niro's. No, they all part of their little elitists. But the black ones just want to be able to say they can go to the White House for a dance or a gala. Like Trump said, she's Kamala dancing with Beyonce. Pure comedy gold. It's because that's the truth. That's all she presented. Was a DJ, no policy, just the DJ. And so now they're kicking around that idea, trying to kick it around. Hopefully it'll catch fire. Well, or they're gonna probably try to push him out the way they pushed him out for her to actually become the candidate to run against Trump. And so now they're trying to push him out of the presidency. They don't even want the man to finish his last 30 days. They want her it's all about symbolism. They don't care. And if any kind of powers that she inherits, let's say for those 30 days, she's going to use it to try to seek revenge on Trump, try to manipulate and undermine off the top his next 4 years. That's all they want. Because they don't care about us. They don't care about the American people. And Rico, I'm sure you're asking, Rico, you think Republican cares? I don't think any politician cares. Because the politician cares as much as we demand. Did y'all know that? They only care as much as we demand of them. So if you don't demand shit, they don't care. They don't come and check on nobody. So that's not even a point for me. A point to make. But, so they want to do that. And so, next, now here comes Bakari Crying Sellers, who's trying to take Van Jones's job of being a crying Negro on TV. He wants to say, well, maybe the Democratic Party can convince 70-year-old Sonia Sotomayor on the Supreme Court. We can get her to resign. We can push Kamala Harris in and get her a seat on the Supreme Court. Again, trying to just handle something she didn't earn. What is it about this light-skinned chick that everybody's so enthralled over? This incompetent chick who couldn't even manage $1 billion. But y'all want her to be president even for 30 days? What kind of decisions y'all think she'll make on the Supreme Court? Certainly, it'll be against men. It'll be against the traditional family. It'll be against everything that is normal considered by God. So they want this weirdo, this cackling hen. Whew, Lord. We can't have this cackling hen on Supreme Court. How about, and then what that is, it's so disrespectful of Ms. Sonia Sotomayor, who the first Latina on the Supreme Court, appointed by Barack Obama. But also, it's a disrespect to the process. See, people who got there had to go through a grueling nominating process. They just want to push her in there. People who ran for president, people who could have been in her position to run for president, they were not afforded the nominating convention, the nominating process. But they threw her in to run for president. And I don't know what they think got going on. Those of you who are diehard Democrats, why aren't y'all asking questions about this very undemocratic behavior of your party? Why aren't y'all asking questions? I mean, they're just trying to chunk this little Indian chick into whatever slot they think she can fit in, without her having to do the real work. And people wonder why a lot of us didn't vote for her. One, because of her gender. Because we of course, as a black man, I like to see a black woman as president. A real black woman. A black woman with a black husband, not a biracial woman. Not a mixed chick. Not a black woman with a white husband. You want to see an actual black woman. I'm talking about a black woman that looks like Cicely Tyson. A black man that looks like Don Cheadle. A real black man. A real black woman. Let me tell y'all something. That's never going to come from the Democratic Party, because the Democratic Party does not like black people. They like our votes. They like our numbers, just like American in general. But the Democratic Party, they can't stand black folks. Every time somebody black demands something black, they send a mulatto or biracial. And then use the ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC to push the lie. There's black and black. Then it went, that pushing black got so tough and so pushed by the media that folks who's supposed to have college degrees were referring to Kamala Harris as black. Oh, damn well, all you have to do is ask a simple question. What two people need to have sex in order to create a white baby? What's the answer? White. What two people need to come together to have sex to have an Asian baby? Oh, Asian. So here's the tough one. Here's the real tough one. What two people need to come together to have sex to create a black baby? Y'all fill in the blanks in the chat. But somehow, when it comes to being black, anybody can just jump in the race. But isn't it interesting that not everybody can be white, not everybody can be Asian, but anybody can be black based on what they say that's racist, one drop rule? When the hell has a drop ever become a hole? And when the hell and then this old lie, this stupid shit about, well, if the father's black, that makes the child black. That's stupid as fuck. And how about this one? And I know what, I admit to hearing all this a lot of years, when I was young, from the so-called conscious community. They love to say this shit here. Well, the black gene is the dominant gene, so therefore the child is black. Let me tell them ignorant motherfuckers something. Yeah, it can be dominant, but it doesn't mean that it's still not mixed. It's not a whole. So the child is still mixed or biracial. God damn. Y'all wanna know why I learned this stuff? 8th grade biology. And learned it even more in 9th grade home ec. Shout out to Mrs. Cash. Rest in peace, Mrs. Cash. Who's the home ec teacher of mine at my beloved Cypress Junior High School in the 80s. So you're probably asking, Rico, how does home ec teach you about race? Well, what a whole black person is. How about this? When you bake a cake, the cake comes in many ingredients, right? Not just one ingredient. That means the cake is made up of multiple, things. So this is the same thing. I applied the same knowledge to race or the identification of race. If you take a cup of flour, you pour it in a bowl, you take a cup of sugar and pour it in a bowl, does that make the entire bowl sugar? No, it makes it a mixture, correct? So if you got a white mom and a black dad, how the fuck you don't have a black child? It's called a mix. It's a mix of both. And Mariah Carey tried to tell y'all that she wasn't black just because she had a black daddy, but all of us got on her. No, you black, you black. But I think I've apologized to her a long time ago about that. So I'm apologize to Mariah Carey again for being one of those ignorant blacks who tried to make her black just because she had a black dad, but a whole white mama. It's stupid. Barack Obama had a whole white mama. Well, he's black. Barack Obama not only isn't black, but he's not even foundational black American. He doesn't know the black experience. Because he married Michelle, that gave him the experience. No, he just started sticking peanuts in the experience, allegedly. Those of us who are black, we know what the black experience is. You don't get raised in Indonesia and then finish up school in Hawaii, and the only time you come across black folks and when you were summoned to move to Chicago just to run for office or whatever, South Side Chicago. No, he was already good and grown, so he ain't never had no black experience. Black experience starts when you're a child and when you're black. That's all of that part of it. So people, they even bought into that foolishness. Like, damn, and I'm sitting here looking at grown people with college degrees. She black. She black. She graduated from a historically black college. When does enrollment at a school determine your DNA? So based on that logic, if I went to Ole Miss in Mississippi, that makes me a Caucasian if I graduated from there. Based on that silly ass logic, I'm telling you, all of the stops were pulled. And so what's so unfortunate, that people and black people actually fell for them, and they continue to perpetuate that lie. So unfortunate. So I'm happy that he won, and especially in the fashion in which he won. He mopped the floor with this broad. Not only he mopped the floor with her, but he mopped the floor with all these silly people who voted for her. Just weird. And by the way, I just find it so interesting that people are still upset. And I still want to know, how we going to apologize to each other, black America? Because y'all are so hell-bent on this woman actually winning. She wasn't supposed to win. She had nothing. She had no foundation. She ran on no foundation. She just had a bunch of money and a celebrity. She didn't have anything. She purposely didn't talk for a whole 40 days. Then when she started talking, she went to the people who she already knew. They would ask her less than nothing questions so she can laugh her way through all that. And burden that has been and not a burden now. And when I was in middle class, my other mother lived upstairs. And burden then and burden, she said the same shit over 100 interviews until she got to a couple of ones, and then she rolled her eyes at them after she got done struggling with that interview. But still, y'all say that she was a qualified candidate and she was qualified to run for president. Well, I think in order for you to run for president, you have to be, 35 years old and born in America or a naturalized American citizen? So she certainly wasn't born in America. Shout out to Canada. And then she came over. I guess her route to black folks was going to HBCU. Well, anyway, y'all, let's get the ball rolling. To you loser Democrat folks with an attitude, those who are intelligent enough to say, hey, okay, like we had to do when Trump lost in 20. Yeah, we was upset about it because we saw they had cheated him out. They legitimately cheated that man out of their race. He was supposed to won. Not because I thought he was a better candidate. No, because he actually, I went to sleep, I was watching it, and said, shit, he ain't won. Next time I woke up like 2 hours later, all of a sudden, this Biden dude was that won it. Hell, he didn't even come out of the basement to even campaign. And Trump, even during COVID, was filling up stadiums during COVID. And everyone knows the Republican voting bloc, they're a very loyal voting bloc. They'll come out and vote. And then, go back to who all voted, let you know that they really didn't want this lady. Latino men, over 55%, white women over 55%, white men over 55%, everybody. And let you know that black people showed out. Only 78% of black men voted for Kamala Harris, which is very significant, because usually black men vote in the upper 90%, 93, 94, right behind black women. Black women usually vote Democrat up at like 94 to 96. See, they even went down to 92. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of these women turn their own men to vote for this man-hating woman that's not even married to a black man, but y'all want to call her black. And most importantly, I'm glad that Trump won. So the sororities, black fraternities, and the black sororities and the Boule, y'all can sit our ass down now. Y'all are not as powerful as y'all thought y'all were. You're not. Because this showed it. Y'all did all that. You raised all this money for this lady. And that was so embarrassing. It was so disappointing to see these two things. All those black women, mainly women, get on that phone call and raise $1.6 million for this lady. And then next week after that, Roland Martin, who likes to well, obviously has a thing for black male backsides based on this video that's going around that he was looking at a black man booty walking down the rainbow colored hall, and he looking at his butt. Naked man's a naked dude. Caught him live on the internet. He has a black men for Kamala. I wasn't a part of that because he wasn't talking to me. But I logged on to listen to see who it was. The same old culprits, Zesty brothers, Zesty fraternity dudes, Zesty Democratic dudes. It's just a complete zest fest coming through there. They raised 1.4 million. They raised all this money, these millions of dollars for this lady, for a goddamn campaign. But these same groups that want to claim all this blackness when it's convenient, because at the other time they're Greeks in Boule. They only claim blackness when they're trying to use our numbers. They treat us like you would think white folks treat blacks. We're only good for them for numbers. That's how the black Greeks treat non-Greek black people. Like they're above, like they're actually this W.E. Du Bois, this talented 10th, with a bunch of talentless hacks. Not all, but too many. When I talk about these Greeks, these affiliated Greeks and Boule and sorority folks, it's not all of them, but it's a large percentage of this attitude. And they were all going with it. Ooh, Kamala. Go soror, the Divine Nine. And so she didn't come through. So they raised all this money, but they're the main ones on these white platforms, MSDNC and CNDNC, or CNN, whatever, crying about racism. And especially these sisters out here talking about, well, the mortality rate of black women is so high at these hospitals because the doctors don't believe black women. Now, y'all could have used that 1.6 or combined that 2.some million dollars that y'all raised for this loser candidate to put down as a down payment on a hospital for black women where they can get black doctors in there so they make sure they won't be discriminated against. No, y'all wanted to they try to flex in front of people like y'all had some power to get somebody elected. Y'all can't get nobody elected umpired in a goddamn child's baseball game. Shut the fuck up. But the point is, y'all can come together and show y'all power for the white system, but you can't come together and show your economic power for the betterment or progression of the black community. Because all that was shown, a lot of stuff was revealed during this campaign. Y'all did all of that. You spent all your hours want to vilify and demonize anybody who dared not to want to vote for her or be Democrat. This ain't the first time the black Greeks have sectioned themselves off from the rest of us. They even do it when it comes to public images. Let me give you all an example. There was a show on TV on VH1 or BMTV called Sorority Sisters. And they showed a lot of sorority sisters. I think they were kind of getting into it. They were drinking, just acting kind of ratchet, wearing the sorority letters. And 50,000 members of the Divine Nine got together to make sure they signed one of those, what you call them damn things? They signed the little test form to get it off. Change.org petition. They signed a petition to have that show removed because they said it shows a negative image of the sorority and the women in the sorority. I said, isn't that interesting? I bet you all 50,000 members of those who came together, 50,000 of those Divine Nine members that came together to shut that show down. Guess what TV shows they watch? Married to Mental Illness or Married to Medicine. The Real Atlanta Households. The Real Bitches of Beverly Hills. They watch Black Ignorance, or that show Black Ink. They watch all of the hood and thug reality shows. And they have black women images on there, basketball bitches. They watch all of that shit. And I guarantee you, not one member of the Divine Nine ever wrote a TV station, have ever decided to get a change.org petition to have any of those shows removed because of the bad images that's being presented about black women. And I keep saying, they don't give a shit about black women unless you're two things. You're a member of a sorority or you're a Democrat. Because if you're a black man or black woman that's not either one of those, the black Greeks do not give a shit about you or us. They don't. And I debate anyone. I got some more examples. Of how they don't. They don't stick up anything that's really black causes. They only stick up stuff they think is going to bring about jobs for them as individuals, or some kind of appointed position that gets them paid. They don't give a shit about black revolutionary or reparations or nothing. They don't. And I debate any one of them. Send them one on my way. Don't tell me. And when you do it, make sure you have your checkbook. I'm sorry, your debit card ready, because I don't talk about this stuff in public for free. You're not gonna hold me up. So Rico, what you think about this? No. I'm telling you facts. Shout out and rest in peace, Steve Coakley. Steve Coakley. Y'all Google Steve Coakley. And his one of his prize movements called Busting Out the Boule. He told a lot of secrets about these people. And also go to the website, the Ghetto Times, Ghetto, GHETTO TYMZ, theghettotimes.com, and go and click on archives or Boule files. Shout out to the brother who is the owner. I got a chance to meet him years ago in 2004, so 20 years ago, on the campus of Fisk. It was Fisk or Tennessee State. It was at a hip hop conference. But anyway, I also got to meet brothers Neely Fuller. I think Dr. Francis Cress Wilson the first time as well. And so yeah, they're not about black progress. They're about Greek progress. So I want to say to y'all, you're proving that y'all only come together when y'all want to do something for y'all. That whole running for and all that shit for Kamala, it was just for them. Okay, they just knew that she was gonna win, and they was gonna be invited to all of the galas at the White House. And they needed that. They needed that kick in the shin. They needed that humbling experience. Now, if y'all want to impress me, black Greeks, get 50,000 of you together, put $2 together, and start making some changes in these ghettos. Y'all ready? And I want to close with this. For those of you who stuck around, how long I've been on here? 37 minutes. I want to close with this. And I want this to really be the runaway conversation that needs to be had. There are a lot of blacks who live in beautiful white suburbs. Did y'all hear what I said? There are a lot of blacks who've gone to college, or who created a business, who've been on jobs long enough, they've gotten significant raises where they were able to pull themselves up out the inner city living, out of the ghetto or the hoods, which is not against the law at all. I don't have a problem with that, because I don't live in the inner city or hood myself right now. But here's the thing. This is where I'm going. A lot of these blacks who are able to move out of the ghetto, they move to these lily white or majority white suburbs with these good schools and these clean streets and these nice homes. They have a nice home. They send their kids to these nice schools that are well funded, and crime is minimal to none. You know, they got all this department store, the Kroger's, the Walmart, all of the amenities of a beautiful suburb. They moved there. But then, now these are the same people that say, fuck Trump, I can't stand Republicans, they this, they ain't that. They all about the rich, they all about the wealthy, all of that. But they moved to these districts that are represented by those same Republicans that they can't stand. Isn't that something? They go home, they go to their white suburbs, send their white kids around all these white folks, raise them up in the schools, in these Republican districts. They go there and they sleep Republican. But then when it comes down to elections, they go back to the ghetto and tell the people who are still living in the very poverty that they escaped to vote Democrat. This needs to be talked about. How dare you sleep Republican, but then come to the ghetto to talk Democrat? When none of your lifestyle, none of your experience, none of what you view is ghetto and hood anymore. That is what bothers me about these black suburbanites. Not all, but too many. They're around here talking trash about Republicans, but it's Republicans that where you go and buy your $300,000 to $400,000 house and keep your yard clean and You're part of the HOA and the neighborhood watch and all of that kind of shit. But then when it comes down to local elections or national elections, you espouse how much you hate Republicans. But you live there and you raise your children there. Isn't that something, you two-faced hypocrite? What, you don't want the ghetto to have what you have? I don't understand it. So somebody gonna have to talk to me about this. Again, you black suburbanites, y'all live in Republican districts, beautiful, protected, well-maintained Republican districts. Then y'all take y'all black ass to the ghetto and tell those people to continue to vote to keep the ghetto. That bothers me. That's a conversation. If you want to have in my presence, have your debit card ready, because I don't talk about this shit for free in public. So, Black America, we're gonna talk about that. About these black suburbanites all of them coming down and telling black folks who live in the ghetto to keep voting Democrat or voting for the politicians. They keep their ghetto the ghetto. Voting for the mayor, city council, school board, to keep all of it in shambles. But anyway, it's your man Rico, y'all. I'm Rico the Opinionist. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. I'm just enjoying this beautiful day, because you know when winter hits us, it's gonna hit us. But what time is it? I got a client coming up in a little bit, so get over it. There's a new sheriff in town in the White House. That's all. It's all this doom and gloom. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna spend the rest of the 4 years undermining and try to spread more doom and gloom. I'm not buying the shit, because I just lived through 4 years of doom and gloom. So whatever happened between the next 4 years can be worse than what we've all experienced over the past 4 years. Straight foolery. It was a joke. It was awful. And so that's why me and others voted the way we did. And shout out to everybody who voted against blue. No matter who. I'll talk to y'all later. It's your man Rico the Opinionist. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.